What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dash. Come back to Criminal Takes. What's up? Time again, you guys. It's a reaction time, and this is to The Nevers. This is season 1, episode 2, titled Exposure. I already told you guys how much I enjoyed the pilot, so I'm really looking forward to getting a little bit more information about the cast and just a little bit more insight into the overall storyline for this particular full season. So, with that said, let's go and jump into it. Say there was some thoughts of the you guys.
Miss Cassini, the feathers.
Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, boy. Oh.
Oh my God. Well, she's touched.
She's one of them.
She's
Girls,
that one.
stay there, Miss Cassini. Miss Cassini, stay right there. Stop her.
I have a warrant to search the premises and I need the workshop outside unlocked.
Frankie Mandy. You're the one likes knocking suspects about, even though they're as innocent as Christmas. What do they do to set you up?
They call me Frankie.
Hug ik
Ladies, do not speak another word. This loathsome charade is over.
Miss Bidlow, I'm here on a warrant signed by Judge
The
Ditton.
Commissioner of Police was shocked to hear that Judge Ditton had overstepped so egregiously. He seemed confident, however, that neither you nor your men would bear the brunt of the blame.
How did you know the
I had
police?
rather expected it. I was surprised it took them all of 2 days.
Did they really think we had Malady sleeping in a sock drawer?
There is in my circle a monthly charitable fete. Philanthropists, lecturers, the best families attend. Men of influence, with wives of actual influence. This afternoon it's to be at my estate.
I thought everyone was in a panic.
It's society. Doing nothing is how we panic. And it presents a good opportunity to put a pleasing face on London's new bogeyman.
It's true, made more of an impression on you than Melody did. Do you think she's at the root of our feminine plague? Or in league with whoever is?
I don't know. But she's not a fool. And she's not a fucking baker.
The ferryman's opens tonight. And as for the touched, well, they have a right to earn a living. I doubt even you can change that.
I used to think your father's mind went afield because your brother Caleb drowned.
Oh, wow. No, he didn't.
More likely it's because you didn't.
Damn.
Well, I assure you, you're about to.
All right.
Wendy?
Bendy Wendy.
That's a rotten thing to... No, it's fair, and it rhymes. I suppose her contortion's a bit...
Alarming.
intimate for mixed company.
Perché non me l'hai detto?
I genitori mi hanno buttato fuori di casa quando tu te ne sei andato. Mia madre ha insultato in faccia.
E allora dove andrai?
Ho letto Dio.
She's in here!
Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, you are not a damn.
Of course, all your turns will be used to minimal effect. The mission is to amuse, not alarm.
I know we'll make a good impression.
I have every faith. You'll also be wearing these, so people can comfortably identify you. Excuse me.
But they feel so relieved getting it all out. Except now, they're not so relieved. Me hearing everything from everyone. And yesterday night I find out that one of the regulars, the sweetest little man, is planning on having me killed. It's not just men.
No.
I'm sorry, you was very worked up, and that's when my turn works on people, when they're upset.
Yeah, all right. It's me. It's over. It's half a year since I seen her. The lads thought Melody might have taken Mary because of me, but...
It wasn't you.
Oh. Now then, what'd you sing?
I'm not sure.
T'other night, pretty ditty, eh? Why?
I was afraid more people would get hurt. It comes when I'm afraid, when I'm sad.
Oh, I just meant, have you always wanted to be in the theatre?
Oh my God.
Paintings that I thought...
From when I said how I like paintings.
Paintings, yes, yes. In the next room. Yes, yes, yes.
Did you know? Before the opera.
Not... I mean, I've had moments when... What if it happens? And I can't come back?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't. I just thought if you're up there, then pity the poor magpie that would be stuck listening to that sermon.
Oh! Oh, no. Hey, you there? Girl. You want to know?
Now you brush right off, young man. Come on in. Oh, you've had a time of it, haven't you? We'll get you some tea.
Oh my God.
Clear she was abused by a doctor or doctors. That probably as a child as well. The confusion of pain with pleasure, fierce religiosity.
How does Mary feel?
I don't think she does. Mary makes you feel love, feel loved, which is terrifying. Someone like her.
If the guests suspect that Miss Adair has social ambitions or is using a turn to bewitch a weak-minded bachelor, the reports of this event could be disastrous for us and possibly dangerous for her.
You always assume the worst of everybody.
They seldom disappoint. We cannot have a girl who is touched and Irish bear the Bidlow name.
Oh, she went that far in.
If you regard Miss Adair, you must think more of her reputation and less of her every inch.
I'm neglecting my real friends, so excuse me.
Oh, his real friends. Oh. Wow.
Oh, no, the day of the opera.
Was a revelation. Thank God you made me come. The touch to the future, particularly your future.
What do you... Well, I'm certainly...
Masson thinks the touch are a plague. I think they're a gold mine, one that I've dug out.
Touched. Oh, the future.
Oh,
these
excuse me.
lovely girls are the present.
Oh, no, Hugo. No, sorry. So sorry, I didn't mean to...
I care about Mary.
Oh, is she your new best friend? Is she your new best friend?
I don't know how to do this. This riddle me shit. It's beneath you.
Well, no, it isn't.
Oh my God.
Molly.
Sarah.
Oh, is that her real name?
Sarah.
That's her name.
Didn't... Oh, God, I didn't know what happened to you.
What happened? You fed me to them. I woke up every morning
in their teeth that chewed me, cut me, raped me into tiny bits and then put me back and then ground me up and then put me back. And the 2 whole years of screaming while you dined on beef and ground up and never cared and never looked. You said you were my friend.
Oh my God. Oh.
Annie and the boys fetched her. Shoot one, you get to keep the other. Shoot me. Obviously. And not you.
Closing now!
Time to go.
There's something about Melody.
No, there's loads I'll need explained. But let's just be alive for a while.
Oh
What's
my
to say?
God.
A few days
Really?
ago, dark as the day we found
Ugh.
it. And now, ain't we got fun?
What is she up to?
You are an American and confounded by the mother tongue. This is not fun. This is war.
Oh no. Poor girl. All right, you guys, I really did enjoy this trailer. I love how we're getting more and more information about the cast, and of course, learn a little bit more about the Touched. This one, I'm just going to kind of just discuss a couple of key areas within the actual episode that definitely stood out. Of course, the beginning where you get introduced to a young lady who definitely has been touched, working at some sort of boutique, store, and of course, I think with her little mittens of her hands that she keeps covered, kind of, unbeknownst to the people she works for, but she actually was touched. And you see the scene of her with one particular hat where it all becomes revealed and she has to leave out, and of course she has what looks like to be like a little poster or flyer where it shows Amalia's face on it, where it's like safe haven for the touch to go to. So it looks like she has no choice now but to go. Now, I like how as time goes on, you get to see, of course, the detective again. I think his name's, Nick, showing up, at the orphanage, going through the girls' things, whatever, as if, but of course he used his excuses to, well, some people put their stuff in an area where they think, somebody who's so smart would not know. And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. Needless to say, it opens the door to him getting acquainted with Amalia and kind of just trying to figure out, what is agenda, what is her agenda when she had an opportunity, hopefully, as they thought, to be able to capture, or at least find Mary when she was being, taken by Melody. I liked their exchange, definitely kind of playing off of each other. That was really a good little scene. And then, of course, Lavinia showing up and kind of putting it to a halt and then asking, requesting to see if Pennis would come with some of the ladies to kind of, in some ways, pretty much, entertain the socialites of the society, whichever. So also you do see a scene where it looks like this woman, I think her name was Desiree, shows up with her son. I thought that was really a good scene where you see, I like how she kind of has a particular touch where some people, privy here to a lot of information. They start talking and they can't stop themselves. And at first I thought it was just the men, but she let it be known that the women as well, if you see hints with Amalia kind of letting some, rant out a little bit of aggression about certain things she's trying to, figure out and deal with, all been else with some other things because, they're dealing with the fact that Melody, showed up at the opera, they feel like, they're at war with these, the Touched. So that was really interesting. And then of course they're showing up with her to use that as a little gauge to get a little bit more from the detective attractive. And then that's when you find out that, his lady is married. They were together. So a little bit more layers on him. As I stated from the pilot, you clearly know when Hugo made the comment to him, of course, first take the drink. He says, I know who has, Mary, whichever. And his face kind of like lit up a little bit. So I didn't know into what instance was she a family member, but then you see if somebody is a loved one, someone he cared about, not a sister. So that's really interesting right there. So I look forward to seeing the dynamic between him and Mary as time goes on within the show. I like how you see the ladies' pennants, a couple of the ladies like Myrtle and them show up, and then of course the tall girl, I keep forgetting her name, so I'll just say that. And then just kind of, engaging the people, at the thing. But then you see Pennis meeting with Augustus, and I like their conversation where she's like, did you, realize, were touched prior to the opera? Because if you all saw the scene when Mary sings, you can see how someone were lit and how, Pennis kind of caught that. And I like how he confides in her. So that lets you know at that moment, his sister, Lavinia, has no idea. And I'm gonna get into what I want to talk about really about that. And then also him just explaining what his actual touch is, how he has a way to, I think, control a situation where he's flying and he uses what I'm assuming a bird or whatever that's probably somewhere around where it flies and he can feel the feeling of flying, I think, through the animal. And it's very interesting. I hope we get a little bit more, scenes of that. We did get a little scene where you see a certain little conversation between him and Lavinia when Pennis is, kind of asked, to deal with the situation. And she just goes right on, regards to her brother being kind of, distracted. The people were like, I saw you leave. They were wondering what you're doing. I'm trying them to think that she's not trying to use you, whatever, so you can get over on them and, control you in a scenario, and him not being clever enough, to have a mistress and do this and that, just talking down to her brother. In some ways, I just feel like she really doesn't respect him. He kind of stays in his own lane, whatever, and she kind of runs the show. You can just tell by her overall, way of speaking to him, just truly doesn't have no respect for her brother. That's how I truly caught from that whole entire conversation, belittling him too. So not here for her for that. And you can see that it did rub him to the point where when he eventually meets up with Pennis again, he kind of shuts it down. He's like, I did enjoy our talk, but I'm going to get back to my actual friends. I'm like, okay. And then you see a scene where she does leave. The other lady lets her go so she can kind of be by herself and kind of adjust to what just happened here, where I was brushed off, kind of, talked down to a little bit, just kind of harsh to her. And you could tell it bothered him. And he sees her through the window leaving, and you see the moment of his touch. So that was really interesting, and I love seeing that. So from there, you see, of course, I like the scene of Nick and Amalia just kind of talking about what Melody has gone through, knowing and then hearing him, her talk about, dealing with, certain violences, and dealing with certain things like that. Like, she was probably, treated, really badly by a doctor or doctors, and who knows what happened to her. And you clearly, as time goes on, you'll see within that episode where she kind of really lets it be known to her. And she has, of course, in the midst, later on where she has a moment where she has, that glimpse of seeing her hitting Melody, whatever, and she pinpoints and she sets Desiree up to let him know where she's at so she can just get there and do what she has to do. I do like the scene between Mary and Melody, where she's just asking her why she sang the song, and she's just like, I don't know, when I get scared with it and all that, it kind of comes out, whatever. She doesn't, do it like, intentionally. It's in that particular moment, and she just thought if she heard the song, whatever, and all that, it could change her in the feeling she was. But Melody is set in her way. She wants this person to shed their skin. She wants to find Amelie. You see Annie goes out and she's able to kind of locate her address, whichever. So pretty much they have, something, up their sleeve. And, just listen to Mary with her whole, being, she's just trying to deal with what's happened to her, use, this touch in a good way, still not sure about how to deal with her situation, because of course, as you all know, now that we know her and Nick do have some history, there's a lot to deal with her, with that probably not being with him, dealing with this, him not seeing her for, as he said, a year. So that was really interesting with that. You do see the confrontation between Melody and also Amelie, and let's just say some revealing was made in that instance. I was just like, really? The names were not the same. I think she said Molly and I heard the name Sarah. So I don't know if Amali definitely dealt with a situation with her life prior to this. It was she was dealing with some sort of vows, I don't know, with her husband. Nick did say that name, and she, left her situation, changing it, whatever. It looks like when she did that, she left her other girl, her friend, Sarah, and she ended up getting, locked up. Things happened to her. She said, where she was treated, she was raped, all these things, and just I felt so bad for her. Tiny bit feel bad for her because like whatever she's going through, she's definitely feeling this need to do. Certain things. Now, granted, when we saw, the whole thing of the little beams of light, whatever, and she was looking up and she looked, she was heading to some sort of mental institution, whatever. Now they're still locking her up, but she did, of course, have some of those hit her. I don't know if it changed her. She's thinking this is coming from above, the Lord, whatever. He's like, when Mary sing the song, whatever, no, that was evil coming to her, just all these things going through her mind rushing. And it's just really interesting to me her feelings on this. So that was just a really good, particular situation where she's breaking it down to her. And I really want them to address it. And I want to see what's going to happen when Amelie and Pennis talk about it. Because she was trying to tell her after she had the situation where both Mary and Pennis were being used as a ploy to get, of course, Amelie to, of course, as she, Melly wants to shed her skin, whatever and all, and she didn't buckle. She ends up basically self-harming herself, and then you can see how Melody kind of went to her aid, whatever, and she shot her, but then that's when Annie kind of jumped in because it looked like Melody wanted to do a little bit more to her for shooting her or whatever, but they had to get away. And you see the doctor, heal her, but I love how he kind of had to let her know you hit some vital organs, whatever, and all that. She's like, it was a bad gun, just too cute. So I just like how I'm hoping we do see in the next episode where Pennis kind of, discusses in more detail, or at least Amelie brings up her past or knowing Melody and using real names because, again, Molly and Sarah, not the names that we're going by from each of these two individual characters. So the other part, I feel bad for the young girl at the beginning because you see what happens. She does get caught because someone kind of, maneuvers her and opens a welcoming space to her. Unbeknownst to her, it's the place where the doctor is actually working on her and working on a whole bunch of touched, using them for something. And we don't know the full of this, and hopefully we get a little bit more as time goes on as well. And let's just say that that time is short-lived for her because you can clearly see from that I don't know if she's lost her abilities from whatever he did in her brain, whatever. Now that's why I said I need a little bit more, to see what they're doing. But we do get the reveal, and I thought this was the reveal of ours, which I didn't expect to have this so soon. When the guy comes down to tell him our boss is coming to see us, whichever, not realizing his boss is Lavinia. Of all the people, I'm like floored, and it's going to be very interesting with that. I'm really wanting to understand what is she up to? What is playing both sides a little? She's keeping the touched, at the orphanage and all that, trying to help them, but then you have ones out here amongst, out and about where you're having these guys with their faces covered with, I don't know, look like some sort of, hay face, cloth or whatever you want to call these damn things, covering their actual face, I don't know. And they're out going here trying to grab them, bring them back here, using them to, build up whatever. And what looks like to be this ball that has that light. I don't know if they're taking it when he saws their head out of his must be. And I want to see when he actually does it to see how he's able to remove and put, because I just want to see a little bit more in how it's being done, because that's the part where I'm kind of like, I'm thinking that's what's happening. But if I see it, then I feel like, okay, I was correct. But just to know that she's doing that, after, let's definitely listen to her speech that she gave to her brother. And then seeing this, yeah, I need more. I want to see her talk to what is it, his character. I need more. I just need more. But I will say this, I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen with Hugo and Augustus, because it looks like they're going to go into business together. You see how they said the touched are the future, because he first thought he was money. He says he wants the clout. He'll keep certain people at bay, and one of those people being what is it, Lord Masson or Musson. I hope I'm saying his last name correctly from the character. He definitely doesn't like Hugo. I like, they're between confrontation with the discussion, but you can clearly see Hugo's unfazed by him, but you can see Lord just doesn't like him because he just feels like, he's beneath him. The way he kind of just thinks of Hugo, or whatever. But Hugo's like, I'm not your face. I'm living my life. I do what I want. Yes, I'm the gentleman's club, whatever, and all that is, doing this, whatever. Why shouldn't the touch be able to work, whatever, and all that? There's no law saying they can't, whatever. And everything he's saying, you can tell the Lord is not feeling it. And then throwing his family, his face, how he lost his older brother, whatever. Just so tacky when he did that. But he's trying to find a way to stop him. So I think if Augustus is amongst that to help him, that'll definitely keep people at bay. But I want to know what's going to happen once that is revealed and his sister Lavinia finds out. I don't know how she's going to feel about that, but I really want Augustus to put his foot down a little bit with her. Like, don't let her walk all over you. Like, buddy, come on. Like, do what you got to do. Buck up a little bit and not let her do it, because she just annoyed me when she talked to her brother like that. So hopefully as time goes on, we might see a little bit of a shift in him. But overall, this was a great episode. I'm so looking forward to the next one. I'm loving how each episode just gives a little bit more dynamic with all the characters and you learn a little bit more. So with that said, comment below, you guys. I really want to know what you all think. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction. You guys take care.